Now I will request Dr. Yasir Ayaz to please come on stage and share his comments on our event. He is the HOD Department of Robotics and Artificial Intelligence in Yasir.
Assalamu alaikum students and faculty members. It is a really heartening experience to see young guys like you do so much robotics here in Pakistan. It's really flourishing, and compared to what was there in the field of robotics here in Pakistan like maybe around 10 years ago, right now we have robotics, the magnitude of robotics has maybe quadrupled. Like it's not just doubled or tripled, it's quadrupled, and so many people from so many different underlying areas are now coming into this field. And rightly so. I was talking to some of your faculty members, just 5 seconds actually, a little while ago. And I don't know how many of you read that, but in Scientific American, there is a magazine published in the US in the year 2007. Bill Gates, the father of Microsoft, he wrote an article focusing on robots. It was called "A Robot in Every Home," right? So in that article, in the very beginning, he starts to say that the robotics industry today looks something like what the computers looked like in the 70s, right? And he predicted it that the world of robotics will eventually become something like the next IT, okay? So this is the field of the future. And as he had predicted at that time, according to his article, the magnitude of, the financial magnitude of robotics business in the world at that time was $5 billion US in the year 2007. Today, as this, the details, the stats have already been shared to you by your faculty members, it's around 17.3, and it's predicted to become around 50 billion US by the year 2025. So guys, this is a gold mine, okay? Regardless of, one thing is it's very interesting and it's very nice and you enjoy doing things by hand, but of course if you made a mobile phone and it worked finally, you would enjoy making that as well. Technology is interesting, right? If you're at heart an engineer, if you're here really because of your creative skills and the fact that instead of playing with toys, you like to break them and put them back together as kids, then in that case engineering is really interesting. So not just robotics, other fields of engineering will also be very interesting for you. But this field is also this is the field becoming bigger. For my case, personally, I've done my PhD from Japan, from Tohoku University, and my work basically was on humanoid robots, robots that walk like humans. So around 30 degrees of freedom means 30 motors in every robot, and we were trying to balance the robot and make it walk all the time. And my particular area in that was more than just balance, it was also making the robot understand the environment and to navigate. Without these lines being there, you know that this is the environment, here are some stairs, here are some obstacles, here are some people. So how do you make the robot navigate, right? So in my every time in my weekly presentation in Japan, you have to present your work. Every week you bring it to your professor and you present it to him again. So every week I used to present to him some very wonderful stuff. Okay sir, I've done this. Look, the robot is doing something so wonderful. And finally one day my robot fell during the experiment, right? And one of the motors also got damaged. And that week I was really trembling. I said, man, I've spoiled something. This is such an expensive robot. The software of that robot is around 4 billion rupees. Nobody can buy that in Pakistan. So that robot itself is so expensive that France has one of that robot, right? Since it's made in Japan, so our lab was lucky to have 3. But still, for me it was very a shocking thing that the robot fell and the motor has been damaged. But after that presentation on that week, I got the maximum appreciation from my whole research group, including the professor. They said, wow man, today you presented something really wonderful. I said, how come the robot fell? And they said, you presented some real problem, you found some real problem in robotics. And this was really insightful to see what was wrong. So what I would like to tell you is not for all of the guys, for those whose robots have worked, for those who for sometimes when a couple of robots, there was one particular robot that was missing a couple of times and then it got through once and then completed the rest of the path. I was already expecting that. Then maybe you take 3-4 tries and what was happening is that when it went off the line, it was not keeping its straight line, and when it was coming on again, the line was not in front of it, right? So the thing is that working here in the end or not may have some slight element of luck there as well. For anybody whose robot has worked or anybody whose robot has not worked, This is not a cause of being happy or like, disappointed in the end. The thing is, you've learned a lot, right? And where to go on from here? This is the next question, right? Like, you've done a competition, you participated in, you learned so much. So where does the road lead you? If you really like robotics, if you really like working in this area, then you should really pick up some innovative projects. What I would recommend you to do is go to your teachers, go to FAR, go to your other faculty members who participated, who brought you to this level in the field of robotics. Pick up some research papers from IEEE, from other places, and pick up good research projects in your FIPs. That's what I do to my students at NUST. And believe me, I tell you this, that I am doing projects with undergraduate students and they get to publish research papers at very good, conferences and stuff. And you guys can do the same. You are not less than anybody else. You read it, because innovation is an underlying skill lying in every human. At any point in your life, when you realize that, man, I'm going to build something good, I'm going to innovate. The moment you do that, that one moment can change your entire life. Right? So just keep that in mind, keep your head low, and keep learning and trying. Because that is the crux of engineering. So I would like to congratulate you all the competitors who have the heart to come up here and to participate in such a competition. All of your performances were marvelous. The guys who did complete, bravo to you. The guys who didn't complete, no problemo. This is also bravo to you. Find out what the problem was, right? There is something in there for you to learn as well. There is no need to be disheartened even if you don't compete in the competition tomorrow. Come to this arena again just for the learning purpose and try your robot here again, right? So this all, I don't want to make it an hour-long speech or something. Thank you very much.